and welcome to episode 240 of Naija's Geeking Out, your favorite comic book podcast with a Naija twist. We're back, guys. So thanks for joining us again. Thanks for listening last week. And today it's just Dapo and myself. So Red the Irregular and Joseph are nowhere to be found. But that's fine. We still decided that there's no way we're going to let you go a whole week without hearing from us, hearing your favorite comic book podcasts. Right, Dapo, how's your week?
It's been okay. I've reached a milestone in my life where school runs have ended. It sounds like a pathetic milestone.
It's not.
It's giving so much joy.
I listen. I can't imagine. So today I actually did a scrapyard recycle run. So we have a recycle center not too far from me. So today, I went into the back shed and started pulling out stuff that I will never need again.
Yeah.
I pulled out high chairs, car seats.
Oh, got you.
Like I was like, man, thank you, God. Like strollers. I was like, man, I've never. God, thank you. Like
they're like milestones in a father's journey.
I know. Oh, never gonna need these again. But it's all good. Thanks for joining us, guys. So this week we have some news, some reviews, and some, should we say first impressions?
Reactions. First impressions. Yeah, I like that. I like your word.
Yes, that we've heard from people. Let's start with those first.
Okay.
So come July, we have two huge movies dropping in July. We've got Superman first, I think, and then Fantastic Four.
Superman first, yep.
And although there is there is no official battle between these two, but there is still, with the fanboys, sometimes there's still an almost unofficial competition.
I actually want to say,
Superman has won though.
I actually want to say, almost in a weird way, this never was a battle, and they never
went up naked. Studios have been almost.
It's always been friendly. Oh yeah. Film. So there's always that vibe, and also I think, if I'm being very honest, I think the drop in MCU
absolutely
has helped avoid the fight.
Absolutely. Like if it was an Avengers type, when they were still big, almost Civil War.
Yeah.
I bet you'd be like, do I need to? Should we move this thing? Should we move this? Let's move this into August. That kind of thing. Yeah. But right now it isn't. It feels like there's a whole lot of love.
Yeah. Everybody's been nice to each other.
And I guess because Gunn is not a prodigal son, but Gunn is like, he's done for MCU. Left on good terms. He's almost like, I'm not gonna. We can't be.
And to be honest, in that kind of industry, he could be back there in another 5 years.
Exactly. I mean, he's been there. He worked there for, probably a decade.
Yep.
And left on that good conditions there. I don't think that's going to sour anything. Anyway, first impressions have arrived for both. Do you want to talk about the Superman, and I'll talk about the Fantastic Four first impressions?
Yes. So, to be honest, Superman, and I'm very careful not to go into details when I was reading these. But they showed 30 minutes of the first 30 minutes of the film to a select audience. Unfortunately, listeners, we're not one of these select few. Hopefully one day, you never know. But the bottom line is, everything I've seen and I've skimmed has been highly, not even just very, highly positive. Now, I always take things with a chill pill, because early reactions are always very positive. But some of the phrases and language used is giving me a lot of hope. Even though I'm trying to push that hope down, don't get carried away. But the language being used and in a way, it's a word being used as the words I want to hear. So sometimes when people praise films, they praise it in a certain manner, in a certain way.
Yeah.
But the things I want to be heard, oh, it's hopeful, it's bright, it's it's the words I want to hear when you're talking about Superman.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I heard people saying beautiful. Using the word damn. One gets it damn beautiful. So people always get word. Something like, oh, and then they cried. People like that. When I heard that, I always take that. Okay, relax. Just relax.
Oh my god.
you know.
Oh my days, that is funny. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yes.
And that's kind of my expectation. And I think there was I saw some people on Twitter basically comparing the color grading of some of, I think, the first trailers and later, and it just feels like it's been lit up a lot more.
Good.
And it just works. It's just so much sunlight. And yeah.
I'm as a comic book fan, bright primary colors were the origin of those comic books. Yeah, so you have dark and gritty, you get that, and Superman was the beginning of all of this. I think it's appropriate that a Superman film should be bright and hopeful.
Yeah. No, agreed. Okay, Superman, good. Still looking forward to that. Fantastic Four, not as positive.
Yep.
People say they enjoy it, but what I've heard, like what I've read or what I've gleaned, is character development. They've complained about character development, saying that there's not much of it in the movie. There's been, like glowing praise for Galactus.
Yes.
They say he's actually menacing, quite scary.
Yes.
But they say they didn't see. Now I don't know about this, but they didn't see a great deal of Reed's powers exhibited in the.
Correct.
Yep.
They
mentioned that as well. So it was like, okay, we didn't see much of Reed, or him using his powers. And again, this is something I know we've talked about, and we've said, look, you kind of have to lean into it. Because of the very nature of the abilities, you have to almost lean into it.
Yes, I agree. You should lean into
into the stretch.
It's the whole point of the movie.
Yeah.
Because
it's especially whether it's in cloth or whether it's in skin or whether it's in whatever it's in, whether whether it's him stretching his arm across the room to get something and then you see his hand going. It'll look funny.
Yeah.
It'll look funny, So whether it's in fabric or whether it's in unstable molecules, but you just kind of have to lean into it and just say, look, it is what it is. And this is what we got. Yeah. The character development piece, I understand a little bit. And I understand it because it's for people who we come into their homes. So we don't, it's not an origin story where we get to meet them almost individually and then they come together. No, it's a dynamic that's already established that we come into.
Yeah, but I'm not.
I might be making excuses. I don't know. I just wonder how.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, and I don't want to talk about how writers should work. But for me, the Fantastic Four should be primarily about character development. As you get to meet the different family. I mean, to be honest, we know the tropes of what the family for in terms of their characters. So they're not being developed. So this comment about them not being developed, it really worries me. Now, having said that, because I went to research, unlike Superman, when I was skimming the reports, I did a deep dive into the and the one thing that's given me a little bit of hope is literally every single report about the reaction seems to come from one source only. So all the comments are literally the same comments. It's drilled down to 3 people. And it seems to be one person in Africa who gave those guys the same source. So because you used the word about when he said, oh, somebody shouted May. And then they said, oh, no. They didn't shout May. He wrote down May on a piece of paper. So I'm hoping, okay, this one guy's few. He said he liked Galactus. He said he didn't like the character development. He talked about CGI being a bit wonky. I've been looking for more reactions, like some totally new statements.
Yeah, beyond that.
I've not found any yet. So I'm clinging desperately to a silver of hope that this is just one person's opinion. Maybe he's one of those type of people who are very critical. I know when you're desperate, you cling to every single.
Of course, anything that kind of delays the inevitable. I think.
So that's where I am.
I agree. I don't see it doing the Superman numbers.
No. So
okay. Let's put numbers aside. Sorry.
Let's address that. No matter on what level, even though I'm a very Marvel fanboy, I knew there's no way with the way we look at Superman was going to dust it. To me, I've always said that Superman to me should be $1 billion movie, and I think this is the first guy I think should deliver on that promise of what Superman can do. So to me, if FF even came anywhere close to Superman, I will deem that a massive win. If they come even close,
it'll be a huge win. It'll be a huge win. I said it would be a huge win if it came close. It would be a huge win. But yeah, I want to meet these characters, and somehow I find myself, and I think because of the dynamic as well of the family, right? Reed will be the person who I suspect is trying to solve the problem. Naturally, that's his nature. He'll be the person who's trying to solve the problem. So we'll get to spend a lot of time with Reed in his lab, talking to people, solving things. I think we'll get to spend some time with Vanessa Kirby as Invisible Woman.
Yep.
I don't know how often we'll get to see a great deal of Johnny and Ben separately. They work their dynamic is very codependent.
Yes, it is. Always
So I think it'll be more of that. I don't know. It's not a single person superhero movie. It's kind of difficult to expect a great deal of character development. I mean, I hope it does well. I'm really keen. But anyway, initial impressions, guys, that's what people are saying. People are like really, really keen on the Superman. Lots of praise, lots of Fantastic Four, a little bit more reserved. So,
nowhere close.
nowhere close. Nowhere close. Casting news.
Yes.
So we heard about this Clayface film.
Yes.
That James Gunn's MCU is going to be
James Gunn's MCU.
James Gunn's DCU is going to be casting. He's going to be doing a Clayface movie, and it's going to be almost a standalone Clayface movie.
Yes.
First of all, I never knew how I. No, I know how I feel. I know how I feel about that, and that's not positive. Okay, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't think all these guys need to start getting their own movies. I don't think Two-Face needs a movie. I don't think Joker needs a movie. I don't need nah. But okay, Clayface is going to get a body horror type solo movie, and the cast and the central character who's going to be playing now there've been about 2-3 Clayfaces, not the female one. There've been like 2 Clayfaces. I keep forgetting his name, but I know it's like a Greek name.
Who? What actor?
Clayface. No. Sorry, the Clayface, the character in comic books.
Basil Caro.
Thank you. Something like that. That's Basil something. Yeah. And then there was another one. There's 2 of them.
Yeah. So you know what? You're very right.
Yeah.
Because I'm old school, I always go to the first one I always remember. But you're right. I think I'm not sure who the current one is, whether it's Basil Carlo or a descendant of Basil Carlo.
I don't know. But yeah, so we found out who the actor is. It's been cast as Tom Rhys Harris. Now, I don't know this gentleman, but apparently he's got like quite the filmography on TV and stuff. He's done Hunky Dory, Ironclad, Hot Property, Dragonheart, Battle for the Heartfire, The Gentleman, Kandahar. I mean, The Return, How Kids Roll. I mean, some of this stuff is a little obscure. I don't quite know some of this stuff. But his TV, Midsummer Murders, as British TV, Jekyll and Hyde, Britannia, White Line Suspicions, Doctor Who.
Yep, and I don't even remember him in.
You know him? Yeah, okay. You're the Doctor Who head, the Whovian. Yeah. So this guy has been in quite some stuff, but I don't think he's headlined or led anything so far. But anyway, he's gonna be Clayface in the Clayface movie.
Yep.
Why do
Um,
you sound so unexcited?
oh, because I'm absolutely thoroughly not interested in this at all.
Wow.
No, not
Can,
at
can,
all.
can, I, can I can I add to that?
Mm,
I I was with you originally when they announced
mm,
the Clayface movie, and I'm not a fan of what this used to do before. Like, I didn't like the Joker. I didn't like any of the two, if I'm being honest. But the more I hear about this movie, and I guess because Gunn's at the head of it, and I started to get a feeling that actually I might like this film because it's not talking about body horror. They're talking about, and it brings to mind to me something totally. I'm sure it's totally different, but what it brought to memory was my initial feelings when they announced a Werewolf by Night movie in MCU.
Mm.
But I ended up liking that movie a lot, and the fact that it was just standalone, and it was almost a tribute to the old school horror movies that I enjoyed that. So now I've heard more and more of this Clayface thing. I'm actually thinking, actually, I might like this. It's back in the day. I used to be guys, even though from the UK, we used to have a TV series called Hammer House of Horror.
absolutely,
Yes, and I think that was. I think
absolutely.
in Nigeria they also aired in Nigeria a lot,
I,
if I'm correct.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
to this,
was popular in Nigeria at one point in
yeah.
time. Yeah.
Okay.
So I used to love that, and that to me, I think
All that Vincent Price stuff, yeah, those types of like classical vampire, classical horror film. Sorry, go on.
yeah, but the modern day type of horror is I've lost interest in it. If I'm being honest, I literally don't watch horror anymore. I know if it comes on and I've got nothing else to do, I might watch it, but it's a lot of scare jumps more than actual horror at what's happening to a person. I don't know if that makes. So when I heard the word body horror, I thought, oh,
Mm.
actually, this might be interesting. So I'm not as pessimistic as you are.
I
Besides,
think
it's Mike Flanagan that came up with the idea. And that if you don't watch horror, you should watch his Midnight Mass. You might enjoy that a bit more. Midnight
Right.
Mass, but yeah, so he's the kind of horror you like about
Yeah.
horror for a person. He's the
Yeah.
one doing it now in the modern
Right.
days. Like
Okay.
he's the guy for horror, and
Right.
he's the one that came up with the idea for the movie. He pitched this idea to James Gunn that hey, I have this idea for a movie. I have this story I want us to do. So it's
Right. Okay.
purely author-driven storytelling that is happening here. Not
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you very much. You made me even more positive about this now.
Yeah, which is why I'm surprised Kex is not excited about the movie at all.
no horror head. I like Midnight Mass. I'm not a
Yeah,
horror.
I've
No,
never
no,
seen
no.
that.
I'm not a horror fan, and
I've
I
never
don't.
seen that
And
film.
I'm not
Is it good?
into. It's very good.
Right. Okay.
It's the same vein as House of Usher.
yeah, Fall of the House of Usher because he also
Mm.
produced Fall of the House of Usher as well. He's
So
also one
Right.
of the creators of Fall of the House of Usher. Yeah, so
I
he
might be watching that.
does. Yeah,
I
so
might be
he
watching that tonight.
does. Like if you want to watch modern horror movies that you might enjoy, like he's the one doing them. Like the Haunting of Hill House, I think.
yes, you're correct.
Midnight Mass, yeah.
Little House.
Okay.
So and he's doing this, so it's like, yeah, give it to him. Whatever he wants to do. It's like he's one of those directors that when it comes with his scripts, you just give him because it's like, yeah, it's going to be a critical success regardless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Uh, yeah. So he's been cast. The guy's been cast. So we'll see. So we'll see what comes of that. Uh, and then we heard about one. I don't know whether we'll call this casting news, but the upcoming Spider-Man movie, Brand New Day. We have been informed that the Punisher is going to be in this movie.
Yes.
Frank Castle is going to be, and all week I've just been seeing memes of, Peter Parker being like, I can help you, I can save you, and then somebody just comes in and just shoots the bad guy in the head twice, and he's just like, yeah, let's go. Or Peter is like, oh my god, I'm out of web fluid, and then what's his name? Frank Castle just showing him like his different guns here. I got this one, I got this one. I'm never running out of web fluids. Yeah, I wonder how that's gonna work.
So
It's a lot of cast. I think it's not just him. It's not just Frank
Yeah,
Castle.
Daredevil
It's
and so
like
on. Yeah,
Daredevil, Shocker from the first movie
yeah,
also.
Bookie Woodbine is gonna be there.
Yeah. So, and we also have to this thing that is playing. We don't know who she's playing, but yeah.
I think I heard that she would be no, it was a rumor that she'll be playing Dagger. But
sorry, who?
The girl
Sadie
from
Sink,
redhead girl
Stranger
from
Things.
Stranger
Oh,
Things.
Sadie Sink as Dagger.
No, that's what somebody. No, it was a
That's a
rumor.
rumor.
No, okay.
No,
Okay.
yeah, same as yeah.
See,
And then there's yeah,
yeah, go on. No, go on. You carry on. Carry on.
and there's also RDJ in the movie again.
Yes, I've
Robert
heard it.
Downey Jr. is also casted in the movie again. So it's like I'm not sure what they are leaning into. Is it for one? When I first heard of Daredevil and Punisher,
Yeah.
I thought maybe they want to continue the story they were telling in this series, Born Again, and it spills out to the movie with like the fallout with Spider-Man getting involved in the movie. But with RZJ there, it might be that, or they are leaning into preparing for what's it called? Doomsday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was my gut feel, and this is more the fact that this is a brand new day, I think they're taking Spider-Man back to his roots. I think we've had this whole Avenger type level Spider-Man for the first 3 movies, and we've not really had your traditional Spider-Man really in the MCU yet. When I say traditional Spider-Man, I'm talking in terms of stuff ahead, alone, street level, New York.
You are right. You are right because he's always had the costume to fall
Yeah.
back on, or the suit, I should say,
Yeah.
to fall back on. Even in Homecoming,
He's had a mentor.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about that, but that's I just think they're taking this back, and even the costume at the end of
No way, Far From Home.
Far From Home, is that the one? I always get those names mixed up. Even the costume at the end of it's almost like a throwback costume.
It is it is absolutely.
So I now the more I heard announcements of this, and this kind of ties in with another rumor, again, nothing confirmed, where people are saying the rumor coming out of Disney is that they want to, for the MCU, for the foreseeable future, at the moment, they want to dial it down from cosmic level, post Doomsday into, I want to say street, but street might be a bit extreme, but calm it down a bit. And then so I think maybe this is where they're starting with all this going on. I mean, having said that, one of my most favorite comics in a long time was when Spider-Man got really fed up with Punisher and went to the positive to the Avengers. That comic is one of my all-time favorite comics. That hang a minute, we this guy's going around. He's a murderer. No, let's forget who he's killing. He is a murderer. Why do we still turn a blind eye to him? I love that.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we think about these casting news? Is it something that we are here for, or we think it's too much or too little, or
Yeah, I think it's too much. I think it's an attempt to tie everything to the cosmic, to the new movie coming out, and they're just throwing everything into the kitchen sink. I'm not sure about that, but it's been very hopeful. And if I was any more optimistic, I'll be on his side, but I don't trust Marvel at all. Yeah.
That's fair enough, if I'm being honest. I am
Yeah.
hoping that they get it right. And a lot of times when they throw, see, here's another thing: when they throw all these names, people think, "Oh God, everybody's got a big part." And then when the film comes out, somebody's probably in there for 10 seconds or 2 seconds, and I hope with some of these people that's the case.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
same. I think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be that, and I hope it's going to be that, because otherwise, then it just becomes too clunky trying to fit all these characters in. I would much rather just a typical Spider-Man versus Shocker movie. That's it. Who's the main villain? Shocker. Who's the good guy? Spider-Man. Where's his support? He has none. Let's go. Just keeps it nice and simple. Okay, fair enough. We'll see. Okay, moving on to. Should we move on to our comic book reviews for the day?
Do you
But
want to talk
before we move on, I just want to say that I heard you guys mourning and like consoling yourself about Fantastic Four, and I was like, yeah, these people are just like, what's the word for this? You know when your team has already lost all hope of winning anything.
copium?
Yeah, exactly. Copium. That's what I was looking for. The sheer copium in your voices, like the defeated nature of your voices when you're talking about it, like, oh, it's okay, but even if they do this thing, I'm like, child.
Well,
You know,
This is what Marvel has reduced. This is what Marvel has reduced people to.
I was very upfront with my copium on that one. If I've been honest, I am looking for any hope
Yeah.
in that one. Do you want to mention the shows that come, or do you want to do that over after the review?
I think let's do that after. Let's do that after. Yeah.
Right. So, guys, I read a novel, and full disclosure here, I thought this was a comic initially. It's called Ogaman by Dami Edun. Now,
okay.
True to the heart of our podcast, we are Naija Geeking that podcast. The next two things we're going to review are from Naija or Nigerians. So Ogaman is a novel, and it's written by a British-born Nigerian guy. I enjoyed it. So let's get that out up front. I really enjoyed it. Now, I was really scared going in because I have been communicating with this guy. I thought, oh God, if I don't like this novel, I'm not just going to review it. But it's good. It's quite enjoyable. If I give you a synopsis of this, so if you think of Peter Parker, but he's Nigerian, he's British-born Nigerian, living on a estate with the Mandem type person. So,
okay,
like Spider-Man, the origins of his powers, and I'll come to that in a minute, is rooted in Yoruba mythology.
Okay.
Okay, so that's I'll come to that in a minute. But the key voice of this book is basically, if you're anybody from the UK and you're of a certain age, you would relate, and it's written very authentically about UK lifestyle, and especially somebody who's not super rich, to find text on it. And now imagine Peter Parker in that kind of environment who gets powers. You know straight away it's not going to be a goody two shoes to start off with. Exactly. So it kind of plays true to that. So if I'm being honest, for almost half the novel, this guy is not doing things the right way.
Okay.
He's a man. Okay, even before he gets his powers, he's a man. His family's struggling. His dad is not in the picture. His dad has passed away. His mom's struggling. They live in a estate, and his mom's struggling. You know the story. We all know the story. And he's trying to help his mom, and there's pressures about, oh, man, listen, if you run to sing for this, there's a man then, do a little run for him, you get some change.
Something. Yeah.
That kind of level is where he's not a bad guy generally, but the temptations to make money.
He's trying to make ends meet.
He's not this lily white, goody two shoes type character at all. So he starts doing that, then obviously he gets powers, and I'll come back in a minute how he gets his powers. He gets powers, and the first thing you think, oh, Jesus Christ, this makes me doing this thing a lot easier. So he gets into that, yeah. But halfway through the novel, and again, I don't spoil it, he has a kind of a Peter Parker moment and an Uncle Ben moment. Actually, there's a lot of parallels with Spider-Man in it. So he has an Uncle Ben. I'm going to put the word Uncle Ben in quotes. Moment. There's an Uncle Ben moment in there when then he realizes that some of his actions the impact they're having on people around. People it's kind of close a blind eye to because it's convenient. You know, you try and justify what you're doing to yourself,
of course,
in a way. But then the end product of what you're doing is slaps you right in the face, and you can't avoid it. So he has that kind of moment, and it shifts him from avoiding the consequences of it done to trying to do something about it. Now, that's very high level. I want to go back to the origin of his powers. So basically, what they're trying to in this book is his uncle comes to Nigeria. Comes to England, visits from England, and his uncle's telling him, "Listen, you come from a line of Yoruba warriors, and there's this plant / weed. Let me use the Naija term. I would use agbo. There's this agbo type thing.
Okay. Wait, agbo as in herb.
Herbs, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
In the book, when it comes to UK, you know how when you're working with science and mythology, they now say, no, there's a particular chemical compound that only is found
extracted with it. Okay. You know what? This is purple heart-shaped herb type stuff.
Thank you. Yeah. So sorry.
Vibranium is okay. Go on.
So and people from this, your purple herb thing is very accurate because only a certain genetic line can take this thing without any harm and get enhanced.
Yeah.
So part of the problem is when it comes to the UK and the science get hold of it.
Yeah.
They can give it to people, but it causes harm to them and they're dying, and so they constantly try to work on it.
Got you.
So his uncle is trying to teach this guy the right way, the right path. There's a lot of talk about Olodumare and all that kind of stuff in it. But this guy, typical Mandan, Uncle Man, what are you talking? He's enjoying the power, but doesn't want to take the training, and it takes a while for him to come around. That there is some responsibility that's going with these gifts. There's also the book talks a lot about how should I phrase this. You remember the I'm going to murder this word. Tuscany experiment.
The Tuscany Airmen experiment. Yes, go on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So there's
Tuskegee.
Say again.
Tuskegee.
Thank you. There's also where the rich people, the powers that be, are trying to get rid of the undesirables in society, and it's a lot of talk about
England or back home.
In England, no, in England. So it's talking about the Conservatives, the Labour Party, how they've done some social programs that, on the face of it, are meant to be positive, but no, they're really trying to segregate people away from masses. And one of the plots in this storyline is at one point they're trying to actually poison those areas.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there's a new drug that's going around in these urban areas. But it's a planted drug. You remember how they used to plant drugs back in American society?
Yeah. The CIA was putting crack into the black community.
There's that storyline in here, and it's all tied. So when you unravel it, it wasn't just about him running drugs for people. He now starts realizing this drug actually has there's an ulterior motive behind why they're flooding these drugs in here
into the community.
Yeah, so it's partly experimenting on these drugs, trying to get it to work permanently. Also using it as a way to get rid of what they call undesirables. So there's a lot going on in the novel.
Wow.
But it's and one thing I like about it, in the end, it doesn't tie it up neatly. You get a resolution to the story, but it's not like he takes down this whole plot entirely. So you could always see that there can easily be a follow-on sequel to this novel, which I'm hoping there will be.
To the novel.
Yeah, to the novel. Okay. The hero
is it just one issue, or is it several issues in a trade paperback?
Because it feels like it's an actual novel. It's not a comic.
Oh,
which
I didn't know.
I'm talking. It's a novel. It's not a comic at all. It's a novel.
I'm very, very intrigued.
It's called Ogaman. Now, if you're Yoruba, you know what Oga means now. Like so, Oga it means boss.
Yes.
So it's like saying
Yeah,
boss
yeah,
man,
yeah.
but it's also Oga man.
Honestly, that's basically what it is.
Sorry?
I think that's basically what it is, actually.
Yeah.
Orgasm's boss. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you read it, for me, I totally got the environment. But I was wondering how somebody, let me say, somebody from, I don't know, the US who's not even Nigerian and not from the UK, how this will land with them. Because it's very true to the UK scene. It's very true
Got
to
it.
the UK, the Nigerian immigrant in UK. There's a lot of that going on in it.
Wow.
So yeah, I'll definitely recommend it, and I'll people
A strong
go and
recommend.
strong recommend. The guy's called Dami Edun, like as in Dami. I think
Dami
it's short
Edun.
for
Okay.
I won't say short. When I say Dami, I always say Dami Lola, but I don't know if that's the
Yeah,
case.
that's naturally. Yeah.
Yeah, and his name is
Naturally. Yeah. You
Edun.
might be, you might not.
It's funny. One of my best friends in school was called Toye Edun. Yeah, so I definitely recommend it.
Okay, I'm gonna read this.
He's very active on social media as well, so you guys can go and
Oh, good, even better.
interact with him. But I would suggest you read it. And to be honest, I like characters like this because obviously I'm Nigerian, obviously UK. You like characters that speak to your background, there's a lot of flavor
Naturally.
in this.
Naturally,
On
yeah.
that. There's an uncle in there that I love. He's the one who comes and helps. And it's your that uncle could easily have been me. You know what I mean? So yeah, I quite enjoyed it.
Okay. I love that. I love to hear it. Okay. So I'm gonna read that one. So what are you gonna give that out of 5 stars?
Oh yeah. Oh, so out of 5 stars, I'm definitely gonna give it. I'll give it a 4 or 5. 4 or 5 stars.
Very
Oh.
strong.
Yeah,
Very strong.
it's funny, right? So take a step backwards.
Mhm.
I'm a big novel reader. I've always been a massive novel reader. I've dropped off recently in a long time, and only because I think I'm reading too many comics.
No, but the thing is, TV has also gotten so
Yeah,
very good now.
yes, exactly.
It's just
So it's novels that's taking the impact of. So it's been a long time since I read a novel, and I was worried. Oh God! But really, and truly, I didn't start. I've had this novel for me for a while, but
wow.
I didn't start reading it in earnest until like 3 or 4 days ago,
Mhm.
and I finished and I finished it yesterday. So it was quite easy to
Wow.
get through. I didn't
Okay.
have to stop or and I should say this. I said to myself, I've promised to review this for a while, and so that's part of my motivation. You know what? I was plus one of the few authors that I normally read dropped a new book, and I thought, no, you know what? I'm not going to read that. I need
Okay.
to clean
Peter
it.
Hamilton.
Peter Hamilton, yes.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, 4 out of 5. I'm gonna read this one. Oh my gosh, I'm like excited. Okay. Next thing. What's the next thing that I wanted to review? That's Celestial Eyes. John
Yes.
O'Shea, Francis Goodluck, QZL Peach.
Yes. Now, if you remember last week, we spoke
Yes.
about Ibadan Comic Con.
Correct.
And this book, coming out of Ibadan Comic Con, this book was one of the most highly praised books around.
Okay.
So I thought to myself, Kusel is our guy. He's our guy on
100%.
ground,
100%.
So normally we should read his book anyway. But the
Yes.
fact that it was given so much accolades, I said to myself, no, I'm not even waiting anymore. I'm gonna go and get this book. There's 4 issues out of this called Celestial Eyes. It's obviously set in Nigeria. It's set in for Nigerians who want more specifics. It's set in I'm going to say Igbo land because now I mean,
Generic.
yeah, very generic. But no, I know there's partly Abia, there's partly Enugu.
Okay.
And the characters are of Igbo extraction. The main character, and now I forget the name, Uru. I love her. And she reminds me, and oh god, I'm trying to remember. Now her name's gone again. Dr. Mirage, I think her name is. There's Valiant Comics have this character who's a bit of a magic user. She's a female. This character is a monster hunter. Let me use that phrase.
Okay.
She is drawn in a very nice manner. So I don't know what I'm laughing. She's drawn
very well saying it. Okay, go on.
Yeah. Also, she dresses she's got this. I want to say cowboy. She wears this hat that's almost like a cowboy hat. She's got a unique way of dressing. She's very visually appealing. If I'm being honest.
Okay.
And she vapes a lot.
She vapes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then her vaping almost is part of her spell casting in a weird manner.
Okay.
So basically, high level, we open up on there's people dying in these states.
Okay.
Weirdly. And she's called in as an expert in the mystic arts to work out what's going on. And yes, these people are being killed by a demon. And basically, the 4 issues is I would say this is an introduction to the character. I might be wrong. Maybe this character already existed, but to me, this was an introduction to the
your introduction to the character. Yeah.
So she's well known, well established. Mm-hmm. She has a best friend who's a normal person, but still wants to get engaged in the dangerous scene with a friend, also a female. And they go and this first 4 issues is basically her fighting this demon.
Okay.
Around killing people.
So is she like a Elsa Blood Moon type character then?
I wanted. Okay, no. I wanted to say more of a female hot John Constantine.
Oh wow. Okay.
Do you get the vibe?
Okay, I don't know. I'm with you. You say hot. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Elsa Bloodstone uses weapons.
Yes.
Like she's got this axe and she's more using mystic weapons. She conjures weapons and stuff like that, but it's more she's not weaponed up with an arm or So it's 4 issues. It's also a very easy read. I didn't struggle at all. I'm not generally a fan of what's the word I want to use. Let me rephrase that. I always shy away from mystic books.
I'm not the biggest fan of them either, but yeah.
and that's more because I've always been a sci-fi guy.
Yeah. Technology is just easier.
Yeah, I like rules. I like, so sometimes when I read, especially when you're pulling things out your backside, which can happen a lot with magic, to me, there's no rules here.
Yeah.
So far, this comic book, I didn't feel that way all the way through. She struggled.
You didn't feel that way. Okay.
No, I didn't feel that way. So I was. I don't get me wrong. I don't feel that way with all music books.
No, I know. I mean, I listen. I completely get it. It's weird. I can read a Doctor Strange book and I'm fine with it, but some other books I'll be like, okay, I don't really know.
Yes.
What are the rules? what can you do? What can't you do? So
yeah, there's a character in Image called Shadow Man. I have this problem with Shadow Man. He's one. He's like some voodoo.
Yeah, like a voodoo guy. Yeah.
I struggle with the character in the books generally, but weirdly enough, in that same universe, they have a lady called Dr. Mambo? Or Dr. Mirage? I think I imagined 2 characters actually. There's a Punk Mambo. Yeah, again, there's a character called Punk Mambo. In that same universe, that's a brilliant universe. Okay. And then there's a one called Dr. I'm sure her name is Dr. Mirage. This character kind of reminds me of Dr. Mirage.
Okay.
In a way, because she's a professional in terms of working in the mystic art. So this lady is a professional. She's almost like actually, you know what? She's like almost like a mystical Black Widow. let me that way.
Okay, never thought I'd hear those 2 words together. 3 words together. Mystical Black Widow. Okay. Yeah. And it was just four issues?
It's 4 issues. And the first, I'm hoping this is the first arc. It's completely those 4 issues. So you can read that and you get the vibe for what this character's all about. I enjoyed it. For it, I enjoyed the art, and I enjoyed the way they draw African women or Nigerian
I
women.
can tell that's what you're trying to say.
It is. So yeah. It's celestial eyes.
Celestial
Yeah.
Eyes. Okay. So, do you feel comfortable giving this stars?
Yes. Oh no, I will. So first
Out of
arc,
five.
introducing arc. I'm gonna give this a 3.5 stars for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's strong.
Yeah, give 3.5
That's
stars
strong.
easily.
Okay. I'll read it. I'll read it this week. I'll put it on my must read this week so I can talk about it next week.
Yeah, I think.
Eyes. Okay.
And
John
what
Francis.
we,
Well done,
sorry,
boys.
yeah, well done. But also want to mention they seem to have this and I'm sure Kusa will come in and not slap me when I say this. They have this imprint.
Yes.
Publishing house called The Machine, and I'm hoping to get more from them, to see more from them. They seem to have some other titles that I'm going to check out. But yeah,
Okay.
well done. Well, I mean, well done, Kusel, but I also well done to John
and Francis. Yeah.
Francis, good luck. Yeah, I enjoyed
Brilliant.
it.
Okay, I'm glad. Listen, I love this. I love when people back home are releasing stuff that is, good quality.
Yeah,
not
it's.
yes.
I have to admit that we are not just kicking out, but we also spend most of our time talking about our standards.
Western.
Yeah, superhero. So the more we can do reviews like this, it makes me a bit more happier.
Same.
I mean, and the fact that we talked about a Nigerian novelist and also a Nigerian comic in this episode, I think it's quite good. Because I know very soon now we're going to get stuck in some more products, some more TV shows from Marvel, DC, and other.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get bogged down with a lot of Marvel, DC stuff and Image stuff over the next. So every time we can squeeze some time for stuff from back home, I'm always pleased. I mean, I think we started on and I keep forgetting whether it's Iwaju or Yanu, the TV series.
Well,
but I think somewhere along the line, we stopped.
Right. Okay, so let me even address that.
Yes.
I started watching Yanu. Unfortunately, I'm doing air quotes. My source for it only has first four episodes.
Okay.
So I have to. Every now and then I keep on going back to the high seas to see if they delivered.
If it's there.
Yeah, but at the moment it's only 4. I don't know why. And they dropped the first 4. It was the first 4 was there, and there's not been more than that 4 since. And I know it's 8. I think it's 8 episodes in total. So I've got the remaining 4 to watch, and I've not been able to source it.
Okay. We'll ask the boys on the forum and see what they say.
Oh yeah, to this correcting me, the name of the character is Uju. What did I say? Did I say Usu?
I don't know. Maybe you said Oge or something. I don't know. I know what you said. You said something.
No, I did Oge.
You said something. Okay. Now moving on to what's coming next week. So short episode today, but next week we have a lot. Over the next fortnight, I should say, we've got a lot dropping. Ironheart drops tomorrow. Is it 1 episode, 2 episodes? Do we know how many?
No, apparently, if the rumor's correct,
everything.
They're dropping 4. They're dropping half. I think apparently in the next 2 weeks we'll have the whole series.
Okay, good. So basically, in 2 weeks we'll watch.
Why are you rubbing your eyes? And
generally, the thought of watching 4 episodes of Ironheart is making me tired.
I'm guessing if you drop in 4 episodes, I'm guessing each episode can't be that long. You're not dropping 4 hours in one day.
Even if it's 30 minutes. Even if it's 30 minutes.
Yeah, you watch 2 and you watch 2 the next day. Or you can watch 1 a day. I mean, I honestly, I'm going to watch it regardless.
I mean, we'll review it. So yeah. So I think it would be good to watch it. We'll review it. We'll okay. We'll watch. It'll be watched.
Can you pretend to be infused by this?
I really can't. I didn't. I mean, I did not have the energy to watch the second trailer. It's about 2 minutes and 15 seconds or something. So this
Yeah,
is gonna be tough.
no. To me, the trailers. I watched the first one. I watched the second one as well. This kind of show, I think the trailers detract from me. No, let me just watch the show. I don't want.
Yeah.
to
Okay. Okay. Don't
highlight.
sell it to me.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it. No matter how bad or good the trailer is, I'm gonna watch it anyway. So let's get it over with. In a weird way, where my mind is at on the show
Yeah.
can only be good for the show because you can only impress me.
Okay. Yeah. Starting at rock bottom.
Yes.
That's a good. You know what? Let me go in with that attitude. Let me go in with that vibe. Like, okay. Let me see what show me something.
Yeah,
Show me
exactly.
something.
Yeah.
Anything you show me, I'll give you an A minus. Just show me anything. Just write your name on the exam sheets, and I will give you 50 points, 50 marks. So, okay, let me do it like that. So we've got that dropping tomorrow, and then we've got back to back, bang, 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 bang. We have Old Guard on Netflix. This lands on the 2nd of July.
Yes.
Old Guard 2, I should say.
Yes.
Old Guard 2. Now, Old Guard 1, funny enough, that was like 5 years ago or something.
It's been a long time.
It's been
a long time.
Too long. It's been, let me see. I'm going to check this. It's been too long, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why the delay?
Yes, I'm not sure what did this have anything to do with the comics itself. Now, can I ask a question?
5 years ago. It was 2020.
2020. Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Who owns Old Guard again? Let me remember. Remind me.
Image.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why there's been such a big gap on this.
Yeah, I don't know why. Good.
I mean, talking about gaps. 5 years. That's a lot. Yeah. Now that you say that, it's quite a lot.
It is.
Are you looking forward to this?
I am.
Okay.
I am. Maybe because I like the comic. I like the comic book.
Yep. Same.
I liked the first movie. I thought it could have been much better. But even at that, I give it a B minus or a B.
Right, okay.
Let me not even say B minus. I'd probably give it like a B. But
so my worry for this film is I don't know where they're going with it.
Explain.
Maybe it's for the very reason that I have not watched the first one in almost 5 years. I'm not
You mean rewatched?
No, I've not rewatched it.
No, sorry. You mean you've not rewatched the first one, or you never saw it?
So the last time I've seen the first film is at least 3 to 4 years old ago.
Yeah, when it dropped.
Yeah, when it drops.
Yeah.
Yes, more or less. Okay. And obviously, because such a long gap, I think that film ended. What is this about? So I'm not tempted. I'm thinking to myself, do I need to go and rewatch the first one? Do you remember the details of how the first one ended?
Yeah, I do, because I read the comic book.
Was it faithful to the comic book? Because I also
read the comic book. It was adjacent. Yes, it was faithful enough. It was genuinely faithful enough. Yeah.
So maybe it's just my old man memory, because I did read the comic book as well.
No. Yeah, maybe you just didn't associate it, but the girl, the main chick with the axe, there was one member of them, the Chinese lady.
That was in the ocean for Doctor.
That's the one. That's how it ended. Yeah, so that's how it ended. So they dug out her
back up. Right.
Yes,
okay.
her back up.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so she's going to be, I assume, the main baddie in this
one.
one.
Actually, I was intrigued by her.
Yes, so good catch.
Yeah,
so that's the one.
Yeah, okay.
So she's most likely going to be the big baddie in this one. I'm excited. I'm intrigued, but then again, I don't tend to rewatch Netflix films.
Yes.
I don't know if I've rewatched Extraction, and I like Extraction a lot. 1 and 2.
I don't think I've watched. Have I watched and rewatched any?
Yeah, I don't think so. Like
original Netflix film. I can almost hand on heart say that's a big no.
Yeah, exactly. So by the very nature of them being Netflix movies, for some reason, I just don't go and just say, okay, let me watch it again. If I come to your house and you're watching it, I'll be like, okay, let's sit down and see it. But I'm not going to sit down and read. I'm like, man,
that's because none of them have got it here. Let's be honest.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that I won't hold it against old guard. I'll just be like, it's a kind of a Netflix thing, you know. I really,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure I've seen a god tier TV movie yet that I would rewatch. Sorry, that I would rewatch. Not The Irishman, not this one.
From any streaming
I
service.
swear, I tell you. Not that I can think of.
Okay, I'm going to think about this. You might be
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Go have a think about it. Go have a think about it. Okay, so Old Guard, 2nd of July, and then just immediately as we finish that movie, by the time we finish that movie, if we watch that night, the next morning, when we cross into midnight, Sandman season 2 drops, the final season.
Well, the final season because of some mishaps. I do not like the timing of these 2 drops, you know.
You didn't like this kind of what?
The timing of these 2 drops.
Yeah, they're too close together. Same network as well, or same streaming service.
Yeah, so
I don't know why you would do this. Like, why?
Why? I'm thinking about how do we review this.
Are you going to, yeah. How do
and I'm thinking maybe.
I think Sandman deserves its own.
Yes, exactly.
So,
it has to.
Yeah.
And it probably takes us longer to finish with that. So
we'll do Ironheart. We'll do Ironheart. Finish Ironheart and Old Guard. The Sandman gets it. So
yeah. We would have finished. Oh no, actually, you're right. Actually, I just realized the gap between Ironheart and Sandman is about a week.
Yeah.
Oh right, you're right. yeah.
So I also suspect that they were trying to push it out before 4th of July, because maybe they look like, okay, US bank holiday, people will be at home. So we try to get numbers. I don't know if that factored into their thinking at all, but it's strange that you would 2 of your big properties, you put them back to back.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Yeah. Because I know Old Guard was good for them.
Yeah, it's a bit weirve.
Yeah, and so was Sandman. So why are you?
So Sandman 2. Can we just talk about this for a second there?
I have no idea what's in this. I've not even watched the trailer. I do not know.
See, God, I'm trying to think back to the books.
Mm-hmm. They covered all the stories, didn't they? I mean, they covered the one with the muse. They covered the jewel in the diner. They covered the cat. Okay, they even did the cat ones after. They covered the sleeping.
At the end of season 1,
mm-hmm.
was Sandman fully repowered?
He had his mask and
he's had his help. He's got the sands.
Yeah,
and you got the ruby.
Yes, so he had the all.
So they finished that whole arc.
Yeah, I believe so.
Right. Okay.
I believe so.
Okay. I'm desperately, as I'm sitting there, I'm desperately trying to remember what the second arc is.
I legit can't. I can't remember.
And if Red was here,
yeah, true.
He would say snap of head. And actually, I've read this. It's one of the few comics I've read more than 20 times.
Yeah. Red would remember.
It's so deep. I'm trying to think: are we going to get the story of Orpheus and or his girlfriend that he left in
hell?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember which one we're going to get.
Yeah.
Wait. No. Is it the sexual destruction?
I don't know.
Okay, sorry. Guys,
there are more D's. More of the D's have come out.
Yeah,
and all of them.
There's a lot of good stories in the book, Sandman books, guys. Sandman 2, whichever story it is going to be good anyway.
I suspect so. I believe so very, very strong.
I'm looking forward to it, but it's kind of bittersweet, knowing
it's sweet
at the moment that we probably will never ever get a season 3. I really hope this is one of the shows that somebody else picks up. And before I get cancelled, I do understand why Netflix is dropping it, because the author has been accused of some
highly
inappropriate behavior.
Yeah.
And
and
that's why Netflix ran from it with Blowtorch. But I want everything filmed of these books. It's a great read.
Really bad. So, but yeah, we'll watch it and say goodbye. we'll watch it and say goodbye to that. So it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. Yeah.
Very, very bittersweet.
And this is the thing, right? So what Netflix should have done, in my humble opinion, is not cancel Dead Boy Detectives.
Yeah, but see,
Because they
Netflix,
exist in the same universe as well.
yeah, but see, Netflix has this thing they do
What about Jago?
where they people experience it all the time, and we have a guy called Olawale. He's always talking about how to look at how to look at the numbers.
Yeah.
And if guys, if I get it wrong, my understanding at a very, 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 very basic level is that for Netflix, it's not about the quality of the show. It's about how many new viewers you can bring in. And so if you bring new viewers in, but season 2 is just going to keep those same viewers, not add new ones, they don't want season 2 because they've already got you there.
I see.
They want to add new subscribers. That is my understanding. I think that when they explain that, it's they'd rather spend money on a show that will add a whole new group of people than spend money on a show that's already brought people in and it's not really going to massively add.
It's not going to grow. Yeah, it's not going to grow.
The people watching for they've already got a Netflix account.
Yeah.
They've not cancelled it, and they're going to carry on watching. So that seems to be because the way they cancel things is so random. I mean, in the case of Sandman, we know there's a reason behind it.
Yeah.
But generally, they're bad at this. They always cancel stuff.
They're very bad at it.
Yeah,
they're very bad at it.
In a way, it's. I've cancelled my Netflix for quite a while back. I've got Netflix now again because my brother opened a family account, and I'm going to. But it's a stream that I think I could do without, if I'm being honest. At the moment,
that's a shame.
If you ask me, what do I watch? What is my number one show to watch on Netflix? At the moment, the one is only one show, the Free Body Problem, and there's no. I don't know when the next second season is going to come for that.
Okay.
There's nothing else that I'm really dagging to watch on Netflix.
Yeah. I mean, they have a whole host of meh shows.
I mean,
maybe 2 or 3 good shows.
Yeah,
like that show's good. Yeah.
I mean, I have watched shows. Don't get me wrong, I've watched shows that are good on it.
I know.
Like I enjoy Cobra Kai. I know you kind of dropped off.
I dropped off massively. It became
I enjoy Cobra Kai. Having said that, I've still got 6 left to watch. But the fact that I've not rushed to watch it shows you the level of where it sits.
In terms of other, I
mean, if they drop season 2 of Free Body Problem tomorrow, I know I'm on it tomorrow. Okay. I will not be wasting time.
Okay.
Stranger Things, I'm only watching that now to finish the story. I
haven't finished. I haven't finished the second part of the last season that they dropped. I was like, what is this? I did. And the ones that I do actually like, you go ahead and you cancel. I mean, I really like Dead Boy Detectives, but okay.
That was actually, Dead Boy Detectives.
Yeah.
I mean, even remember Jupiter's Legacy.
It wasn't bad. It would have gotten better.
Liked it.
So that's why I'm quite disappointed that they
I liked it.
did that. It would have gotten better.
I liked it.
It would have gotten better.
That's Netflix.
Anyway,
Netflix.
That's Netflix for you. That's Netflix for you. That's Netflix for you. All right, guys. Anything else that we wanted to cover tonight?
No, I think we've covered most stuff here.
Okay.
And
so
next
we'll
week,
talk about Ironheart. Yeah.
We'll be talking about Ironheart. Pray for us.
Oh my God! Exactly. All right, guys.
Let me know this right now. I'll say now. My mind right now is on July 11. That is where my mind is. July 11. Everything here now is just tied over.
My mind is on
July 11. I want to see the man from Krypton flying high.
Same. I'm like, all of this stuff is just like, okay, let's wrap it up.
All right, move on. Yeah.
I'm tempted
to
buy multiple viewings, even though I haven't seen the first viewing yet. I swear. Because I'm tempted like, okay. I'm really like, okay, I'll do the one I'll watch by myself. I'll do the one I'll watch with my mates. I'll do the one that I'll take my son to go and watch. Then I know that my damn self will want to watch. So I'll do the one that will now go and watch that I want to get. Like, not gonna lie.
Well, I'm definitely within the first few days. I know I've seen it twice because I'm seeing it in the gig viewing with my gig friends. I'm also going to see it with the family, literally that same weekend.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to probably go on my own sad loner viewing. You know, as long as it's good. You know.
As long as it's good, honestly,
Yeah.
and I don't see how it can be bad. But okay. All right, guys. So remember to rate, like, subscribe. Naija's Geeking Out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week. Tabo.
Yep. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you later.